as I ever had since I've had a drink of whiskey. I guess that song reminded me of that. Not that I need to have it now, Kim Anderson. But
Does my being here somehow prompts you to think about having a drink, Gordy?
No, that was the song.
I'm kidding.
The song was about whiskey.
I heard it. I ain't worth it. I heard it.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you love the grammar and some
Well,
of it?
It's music. It's all good.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all good.
Well, it's good to see you, and I was just chatting with you about your Facebook posting of your wedding picture. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, my husband Jim and I are celebrating 41 years
Wow.
this November, just earlier this week, and yeah, now that you look back on it, we did look like children in that picture.
Didn't think of yourselves that way, of course, at the time.
No, we thought we were quite worldly, as a matter of fact. But the blonde highlights in my hair and his long wavy locks is like, and the ladies out there will remember, in the early 70s, mid 70s, the turtleneck wedding gowns and big mutton sleeve dresses.
We had a November wedding. So.
November wedding, right? It's all good. It's fun to look back on all the great blessings we've had over all these years.
Well, it was nice of you to share that too, I thought. But yeah, I had the same kind of hairdo, believe it or not. I actually had hair.
Well, I do believe it, because that was the style. And even the big sideburns, yeah, the big thick sideburns.
Like
and those
Elvis.
were the days, right. I guess that is probably what there was emulating.
Well, I don't know if that's the reason, but they were big.
They were popular, yeah, that's right. At Holy Redeemer in Montgomery is where we got married, so that's home to me.
Good memories.
Yeah, lots of good things.
Fantastic. A lot's happened since then.
Yes, indeed. And isn't it great? I mean, it's just, time marches on, and even though the seasons seem to be going faster and faster every year, there's a lot of great things going on, and a lot of things to celebrate.
Speaking of that, before we get to, I know you have a number of things you want to touch on, especially with holiday shopping coming up. It'll be here before you know it. But next Tuesday, I'll be emceeing the big kickoff celebration for the Senior Center.
Oh, right.
I'm sure a lot of folks will be there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of interest in that, as there should be. It's a great opportunity for another asset in our community to be further developed, and really excited for them to be launching that big project.
I saw your email about holiday shopping, and I thought, wow, it's already here, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. One thing I would like to touch on, if we have just a minute, is we're launching a November project called the Gratitude Project. And many people spend time in the month of November especially thinking about things that they're grateful for. So we have on our Facebook page, the Shop Local Facebook page, I Get It in Faribault, and our chamber page, we're posting a daily gratitude challenge. And so I can't even tell you what today's is, but simple things like offering an extra smile or an extra compliment, or perhaps leaving a little bit larger than normal tip, thanking a clerk in a store for their help, being especially grateful for a small business that provides a great service for you. These are simple things that we can all do that really don't cost much, but they kind of share the message that we do have a lot to be thankful for, and by sharing that gratitude with one another, we can kind of spread that feeling of support to one another.
In that vein, yesterday I had lunch at Basher's, and a gentleman sitting next to me tipped the cook.
Wonderful.
Said, I had such a great meal, I want this money to go to the cook. And I
what
thought,
a great
cool
thing
to
do. Yeah, that is very nice. Yeah, who thinks of that? That's just a great gesture. And it's true. We don't often think of that. Maybe some restaurants share their tips, I'm not sure, but that's a very nice thing to do.
I thought it was nice too.
We hear about things like that in grocery stores and in fast food places, kind of the pay it forward thing. And I think anything a person chooses to do adds to that momentum of a positive attitude, and the opportunity to look at life perhaps a little bit more from the positive and not dwell on some of the things that might be challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes your disposition a little sunnier.
Yeah, might as well smile.
You bet. We're going to visit more with Kim, talk about the upcoming holidays, the Farmers Business Luncheons coming up in service of your KDHL Agri Boosters, including Ag Power Enterprises, your John Deere dealer. They have locations in Owatonna, Hollandale, Belle Plaine, Osage, and Northwood, Iowa, and Northland Buildings. For quality post-frame construction, visit them on their website, northlandbuildings.com. Kim Anderson is with us. She's the president of the Faribault Area Chamber of Commerce. You checked on your Facebook page.
I did. And today's gratitude challenge is thank a person that is checking you out at the register today. So wherever you are, whatever register you're checking out, whether it's a grocer or a restaurant or whatever, just an extra thank you goes a long way.
Actually, I think I always do thank
You probably do,
the checkout.
and maybe many do, but it's a nice reminder, and just a little bit extra never hurts.
Right. Absolutely. So what do we want to tackle
What do we want to
first?
talk
Farmers
about? Well,
Business
November's a
Luncheon?
busy month. We've got a couple of big things that we're working on. The Farm Business Luncheon is coming up in a few weeks, and that is a wonderful annual event, and we're really excited about our speaker, Al Kleiss. People know Al as a very popular author and commentator, as well as a commodities broker. He's also the brother to our good friend at Upper Midwest Management, Farrell Kleiss, who's on our Ag Committee. And Farrell's just a great guy, and we're just, he's been very active in the chamber. And his brother Al is going to be our speaker. And of course, a lot of people know Al Kleiss. So we're looking forward to a full house at the KC Hall on the Thursday, 1 week exactly before Thanksgiving. So if you're thinking you'd like to hear that speaker and you'd like to be part of that day, we urge you to call the chamber today or within the next few days and get your tickets, because we really think it's going to be a full house with such a great quality speaker that we have.
I would think so too.
Now, the purpose of that event is to honor the farmers, and you know, in addition to that committee's work with the Rice County Best of the Best, this is another opportunity for us to talk about the importance of the agricultural economy in this region. And it's often, you know, we focus on healthcare and manufacturing and the things that are, you know, air quotes, in town, the businesses that are big employers, but we are still very much an agricultural economy, and we have to support the business of agriculture. And so the purpose of this event, which was started decades ago, is to share the message of agriculture with people in the community. So we just would encourage people to join us that day and hear Al Kleiss speak.
Yeah, Farrell's been on a number of trips with me.
Oh, he's such a great guy. Yeah, he really is.
We've been literally all over the world.
Nice, nice. Yeah. He and his wife are big dancers. Did you know that?
Dancers?
Dancers. They're very accomplished ballroom dancers.
Huh. I'll be darned.
I know. Live and learn, right?
I don't remember if he was with us in Egypt. See, I did the belly dance with the belly dancer on the ship on the Nile River.
Okay. I'm trying to get
And I
I'm
can't
trying to
remember
get a picture of that in my head.
Carol Brymost has a video of it somewhere.
Oh my goodness. Well, that sounds like fun. I'd like to see that.
I almost died.
What?
She kept playing music and kept making me dance.
Oh, okay. So you got winded in a hurry.
And the Germans at the table next to us were banging their
yes,
beers
like
on the table.
More.
Yeah. So she kept having the band play, so I thought I was going to pass out.
Well, it sounds like a great trip.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great.
Great.
Well, you know, you should have an AM Minnesota talking about your trip. Have somebody interview you about all that, about all the great places you have been.
Nah. That was a lot of fun, though. But I can't remember if Farrell was there or not, because if
Yeah.
I had known that, I would have pointed to him, and he could have gone down to belly
I don't know if belly dancing is in his repertoire, but I know that they
It
are
wasn't in mine either.
great dancers. Well, November is also another time to be talking about the importance of shopping locally. And of course, that's not a seasonal message. It's a continuous message that we promote and that a lot of people really aspire to. They understand the importance of shopping locally. That's the message behind our I Get It, because it's got the double meaning of I get it, like I can find what I'm looking for, I can get what I need by shopping locally, but it's also got that kind of second message of I understand that that's really important. And you know, it's really important as a community if we want these local shops that we so love and so enjoy shopping in to be there for us next year and the following year and 10 years down the road. We have to be there for those shop owners. We have to shop as much as we can locally. And you know, we also understand that people aren't going to spend twice as much, and they're not going to buy things that they don't need. That's not the idea, but the idea is look first locally. Check out the local people first. And if you can't find what you're looking for, of course we know there's other places to go. But supporting the local businesses has so much importance in a community. Let's think about the fact that the local businesses are the ones that everyone knocks on their door when they need something for their scout troop, or something for their PTO program, or something for their church, and something for a fundraiser for a sick family member. I mean, the expectation that small businesses will give is really high, and it's a burden for those businesses often, but they do their best to give when they can, and they're there every day, open for us to be their customers, and we should do our best to support those local businesses. So year-round, that's our message, but in November, we're supported in that message by the Shop Small Saturday activity. So Shop Small Saturday started, gosh, I think about 5 years ago, by American Express. And the idea was to counter the Black Friday shopping. So now there's a great movement for people to stay home and enjoy Thanksgiving Day. But then there's the pressure to, what are you going to shop for the day after Thanksgiving? And our encouragement to you is just enjoy what you can locally. And the Shop Small Saturday is a great supported effort in the community to highlight the small businesses and remind people that even though you may have a few things you need to get at the big box places, the small local stores are here for you year-round, and we would like to have you take a look at them on Shop Small Saturday, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
And that's grown too since it started, like you said, about a half decade ago.
It has grown. There's a lot of participants. I'm trying to find in my notes. Last year there were 3,000 neighborhood champions. Now, in Faribault, both the Chamber of Commerce and the Main Street program are considered neighborhood champions this year. And that means that we're both of those organizations together, but also with some nuances separately, are going to be promoting the Shop Small Saturday. And we've got lots of stuff to give away. We've got hats and shopping bags and stickers for businesses, and we're going to be distributing that to businesses throughout the community and helping them get the message out about how important it is to shop locally. So we're really excited about Shop Small Saturday. Just a couple of statistics about that is that people talk about the importance of job creation and small businesses. And again, we talked about this a month ago, Gordy. Small businesses, according to the federal government, are 500 employees or less. In Faribault, when I'm talking about small businesses, I'll share that 80-some% of our chamber members have 5 or fewer employees. So these are really micro businesses that are supporting a family or two, and when you shop at those places, you're helping people live a good life in our beautiful community.
Gee, I wouldn't consider 500 to be small.
No, I know, but you know, when you think about the division of the different types of businesses in the nation, you know, there are some mega businesses, so we have to understand that. And I don't consider that small either. I mean, one of our largest employers in the community is just over 600 employees. So there's, you know, we understand that we are a community of small business.
By the way, before I forget,
yeah,
great announcement, Faribault Foods expansion, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, that's really good news. I mean, a homegrown, you know, every sense of the word kind of company that is now international organization and choosing to expand here in Faribault. Tremendous opportunity for the community. The jobs that they will have as their expansion is complete will be very high-tech jobs, very good paying jobs. There'll be, it's a great economic development boost in Faribault.
the manufacturing event went well?
It did. We had a wonderful event. Gordy's talking about our Salute to Manufacturing Made in Faribault Day that we do every October. And this year, Gordy Kosfeld from Faribault Foods spoke about the Faribault Foods expansion. And then we also heard about the demographics of the workforce and some of the changes that are anticipated by people that are looking to hire in the manufacturing arena. And one of the important things that we also learned about this year was really no big surprise, but it's about the importance of our South Central College as an asset to employers and the opportunity for certifications and I'm going to try to say this all right. They have a new mechatronics lab, they have a new welding lab, and they have this computer integrated machining new and expanded labs. So the opportunities for people to gain education in those areas and get really great jobs coming out is wonderful right here in Faribault.
They can basically custom make a training program for your
They can.
business.
For companies, they do a lot of customized training. So yeah, it's a wonderful asset.
Boy, it sure is.
Yeah.
And hopefully we don't take that for granted either, you know?
Well, I guess that's kind of our message at the beginning of the show, was about gratitude and not taking some of those blessings that we have in our community for granted. And, you know, sometimes it isn't just about knowing that they're there, but saying it out loud and showing our appreciation for what we have in the community. So there's a challenge. You know, let's start talking about all the great things that our community has. Great people, great leaders. There's just a lot of great things. One of the things that I would mention now is that our 40 under 40 activity. You know, we talked about that before, but we're coming to the end of naming 40 individuals under the age of 40 that are just doing tremendous things in our community, and we're honoring those 40 people at an event in January and celebrating their youthful leadership. And I can say that from my perspective right now, that they're not our future leaders. They're our current leaders in tremendous positions of leadership, and they have so much opportunity ahead for what they still will be able to do in the community. So I'm definitely grateful for them.
So it looks like our future is very bright.
I think we're in really good hands. There's just, you know, we've talked about this before too, but as you get to know students in school, I'm sure you interview high school students in the community and get to know them through sports and other events. They're just great young people out there, and we have nothing to worry about.
No, we had some really nice young gentlemen and ladies out of Bashers last week. We always have athletes come out, and it's always a lot of fun to talk with them.
Absolutely.
So well spoken that I would not have been able to do that at that age.
Well, I suppose you maybe would. You just have a different perspective on it now. You probably did pretty well at that age as well.
Again, Kymn Anderson is the president of Faribault Area Chamber. We're talking today about various events that are coming up. The holiday shopping season is not that far off. We have Thanksgiving, of course, but I mean, you see displays in stores for Halloween, you know, for the holidays.
Well, we do, and you know that's hard to battle. In our local community, we see kind of a gradual unveiling of the holiday stuff, and that's okay. It's an important season for retailers, so I understand why they might be in a hurry to start it a little before we're ready for it to start.
We just got done with Halloween, which is a financially bigger holiday than Easter is, which was reversed when you and I were kids.
And isn't it also bigger than Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
In terms of spending,
yeah, it's
by
like
far.
number 2.
Right.
Christmas, then Halloween.
Yeah. I don't quite get that, to be honest, but I know that it's true. And so people like to dress up, and they buy a lot of candy, and there's a lot of great programs out there for kids. The trunk or treat stuff was really cute, and I think there were a lot of good parties in the community that organizations had. Yet I do know that in my neighborhood there were over 300 trick-or-treaters.
Wow.
On our block. So, yeah, that's a lot of kids. A lot of little ones out there. Bless their hearts.
Yeah, you probably trick-or-treat. I
Of
know I
course.
did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as big a deal as it is
Oh,
now.
I don't know.
I mean, with the decorations and everything.
Maybe not in terms of homes being decorated and that kind of thing. But there's a lot of interest in it, and it draws people together. They're having a lot of fun. Neighborhoods get together around that message. I know there were people who were, because the weather was so mild, out in their driveways greeting people as they came by to trick or treat. So, that's all good. Anything that draws neighbors and friends together can't be all bad.
By the way, later today, Kim, we'll be broadcasting our first ever soccer match on the radio.
Isn't that a wonderful thing?
Faribault Falcons are in the state semifinals. Brian Meyer, a soccer guy, is going to call it, not me.
I've been hearing the promotion of that on the radio station, and I'm really glad that there's an opportunity to hear the game on the radio. That's really great, and it's just really inspiring to see how those young people, really representative of the diversity in our community, and how they're working together as a team, and I think that is really inspiring, and I wish them all the best. That's really fun.
A couple of those guys were on the radio last week, so well-spoken. The guy, Fabian, who got the game-winning goal, and Wabi Abdullahi was the other person on the air, and they said that very thing, Kim, that they're like brothers on this team, and that's why they think they're successful, because they get along so well.
Well, I think we know that about sports, don't we? Is that it draws people together, and if they support one another, kind of like we're talking about in the team of retail, it's the same thing on a soccer team or whatever team you're on, is that when you pull together and want everybody to be successful, then you can actually make that happen.
The holidays are about family. That's what it is. And the Faribault community is one big family.
And within that, there's a lot of subgroups and opportunities for people to engage. One of the things that I would mention, and I'm venturing to guess that the audience might not all be Y-Pro age. Y-Pro is a new program, a relatively new program at our chamber that we're supporting. It's a group of young professionals aged 21 to 39 that are gathering on a regular basis to connect with one another. So they connect socially, and they connect to help one another in business, and they connect to do good in the community. And some people are really taking a lead on that. We want to call out a couple of names. Haley Harn Warner and Megan Palmersheim and John Heyman and Dustin Simpson. These are people that are working really hard to pull this young professionals group together. And so as we talk about that, we just want to offer that to anyone in that age group. And you don't have to own a business to be part of it. You might work the third shift, but you want to meet people your age, connect with a different group of people, maybe seek some professional development. So Y-Pro is kind of another subgroup of the chamber that we're really proud to be promoting right now.
You always take members, I would assume.
We do. We're happy to have new members. It's a constant open door invitation to any business, and an effort that we undertake pretty seriously to try to reach out to new businesses and businesses that may have been around a while but have never taken the opportunity to join the chamber. One of the new things that our board has decided to do is be a little more deliberate about the fact that we know we serve the entire community. So there are some times that there's reasons why somebody's not a member. We certainly always promote all business. We don't intentionally eliminate somebody or try to not provide a referral if it's requested, but we're going to be a little more deliberate about that going into 2016 with some of our web listings and things that will include everyone as best to our ability and not only members. So it's kind of a new direction that we're taking about that. But yeah, membership, we're happy to have you. It's the members that support the work that we do and give us the financial support as well as the leadership support in terms of committee involvement and board direction that guide the work of the chamber.
And if I don't own a business, can I still be a member or be a variable supporter or something?
Yeah, we have some ways that people that are retired or in a different kind of position that wouldn't normally allow them to be a member through a business. But one thing that people should know is they should ask their employer, are we members? Because if you work for a member company, you're a member, and that means you can participate in anything that the chamber is involved in as a member. And a lot of times people just simply don't know whether their company is a member or not, and if it's something that you're interested in, you should just ask the ownership or ask the CEO or the manager or whatever it might be, hey, are we part of the chamber? Because membership extends to every single person that works at a member company.
How many members do you have?
We have about 480 members of our chamber right now, maybe a little higher than that. This is the time of year, most of the members renew in January, so this is the time of year that we're really intent on adding some new members, and we always are kind of looking at that 500 number and hoping that we can get to that. But we've been right around 480, 490 for a number of years. And Gordy, our time flies, and I really wanted to talk about our legislative agenda.
I forgot about that.
No, it's okay. We had a wonderful meeting yesterday with a representative of the Minnesota Chamber who spoke to us about the coming legislative session, and it's a ways off. It's not until March when the session will open up, but now's the time for us to get our priorities straight about what we hope for the legislature to accomplish. And I'll just put it out there that our board reviews the legislative priorities that we receive from the Minnesota Chamber, and then we look at how that fits in our community. And if anybody's interested in a better understanding of how we select our legislative priorities, and also thinking about 2016 as an election year, we'll be working on helping recruit candidates and helping to vet the candidates that decide to run for office. So it's a exciting time on the election front as well.
Yeah, just had the election last night. Not a lot on the ballot, but boy, a year from now there'll be tons of stuff.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us again, Kim.
Always happy to be here, Gordy. Thanks for having me.
I was chuckling because I had a text from someone who wants to see my picture from my hair.
I'd like to see that too, and I'd also like to see the belly dancing.
That concludes today's